Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Travis Apple, and he's Brian Vale, and welcome to Halloween.
Halloween, Trav?
Yeah, you know, Frankenstein, jack-o'-lanterns, goblins. Come on, you know the rest.
Oh, okay, like vampires and monsters, black cats, yeah, okay. But is that really what we're doing here, Trav?
Oh, not really, but welcome to Gametime Situation, the Halloween special.
Is there really anything special besides what we always do, which is pretty special, but...
Well, we're still going to bring all of our fans up to date on Ashland University's fall sports and some winter sports.
Wow.
We also have a lot of highlights and stats to bring to the loyal, spooky fans.
Hey now, our fans may be spooky, but they are loyal, and we thank them for that. Anyway, we're going to have the new CW Chip Whipple also bringing another AU athlete under the Game Time spotlight.
So basically what you're telling me is that we're going to have another great show.
Well, yes, you could say that, so we better get started.
Is it trick or treat time already?
It's game time.
Woo. Several weeks ago, on Friday the 13th, I guess some people say that is a bad, lucky day, I don't know. Well, it definitely didn't bring the AU volleyball team bad luck as they swept away Wayne State with a broom from a witch. A wild witch, maybe? The Eagles defeated the Warriors 30-21, 32-30, and 30-26. Junior outside hitter Mary Kate Glow led AU with 13 kills, 16 digs, and 3 aces, as senior Beth Dangle and Marina Santos had 10 kills each. Dangle also had 15 digs, and Santos ended the match with 14 digs. Now, the Eagles knew it could be a nightmare as they traveled to South Division leader Hillsdale the following day. Were the Eagles able to spook the Chargers?
After winning 3 of their first 4 matches on the road trip, the ladies did head to Hillsdale looking to continue their good play. The Lady Eagles ran into some scary competition, however, as the Chargers entered the contest unbeaten in 2006. Hillsdale won the match easily, 30-10, 30-20, and 30-9. Mary Kate Glow in the dark had 11 kills in the match, tops for the Eagles. It was there, I had to do it. The Chargers improved to 23-0 on the season, and they clinched the GLIAC South title with the win.
Well, the following week, AU was set to host Mercyhurst, and they made quick work of the Lakers as once again they won 3-0. They registered 30-15, 30-25, and 30-18 victories. Glow had 10 kills and 14 digs, Santos posted 12 kills, and Dangle added 11 kills. AU got better as the night went on. In the third game, the Eagles had a .522 hitting percentage. That's pretty good. And their match hitting percentage was .340. The next day, they hosted Gannon. Did they keep the Halloween luck going?
After bouncing back for the win against Mercyhurst, AU hosted Gannon on October 21st, and after winning the first game 30-21, the Hurst engaged Ashland in a tight game 2. AU was able to come out on top in that one, 35-33. That's a marathon. Lady Eagles dominated the final game, winning 30-17. Beth Dangle had 15 kills and 9 digs. We've heard Beth Dangle a lot. Yeah. Glow had 26 digs to lead the team, while Lindsay Lauren had 45 assists and 6 aces. And as we mentioned, senior Beth Dangle was named GLIAC South Player of the Week for her performances for the Eagles in the past week over those games we just discussed.
So there was a reason we heard her name a lot.
Right, it wasn't coincidence.
She played pretty well.
Right, she leads the team on the year in hitting percentage and is second in kills for the Eagles in 2006. The ladies are now 17-8 overall and 11-5 in the league.
Basically, the Netters are really on a roll right now as they have won 10 of their last 12 games.
You like to say they are on fire.
They're on fire. That's pretty good. They look to keep that streak going as they travel to Findlay tomorrow night. Well, the scares are just getting started, but we need to take a quick timeout. More Game Time Situation coming up.
Hi, Mr. President. My parents believe that eating meals together will make our country strong. Is this something that you did when you were a kid?
I did eat with my family so long as my mother wasn't cooking.
It's not good making fun of your mother, even if you are president. But it is good to have dinner with your kids. We know the more often children have dinner with their families, the less likely they are to smoke, drink, and use drugs. So simply having dinner together can help your children forever, even if you're not a great cook.
Kids, how do we take care of our teeth?
Brush your teeth twice a day. Floss your teeth once a day. If you want
My name's Andy McDonald. I ride this useless wooden toy for a living. It's hard. I've been doing it for 13 years. I'm still lame. I do a trick called a 540. Took me a good 6 years to learn. There's a whole generation of skateboarders out there that are just as talented athletically as any basketball or football player. It takes somebody that's not going to be afraid to fall down a lot, because you definitely will fall down. You're not a failure until you refuse to get back up. Drugs are only going to hinder what I'm trying to do. That right there is my idea of getting high.
Welcome back. Now I hope the ghosts and goblins didn't scare you too much, because we're back from the timeout. Now Vale, if you would tell me that a hard ball is going to be kicked at me and sometimes I have to head it, that would be pretty scary.
You don't need anything hitting you in the head, Trav. Let's be honest about that.
That's true, but you know, that'd be pretty scary. Almost scarier than the witch passing out candy when we were kids.
I don't remember that. You must have had a bad childhood experience, maybe?
Anyways, trick or treat, I loved it. That's exactly what the men's soccer team does, and several weeks ago, the Eagles were in a battle with Findlay at the AU soccer complex. Ross Ashley assisted Albert Smith at the 25-48 mark to take the lead, but the Oilers scored at the 37-44 mark. However, Ashley came back with a big rebound and blasted a laser.
A laser?
Well, actually a shot, but it was a hard shot from 15 yards out at the 85-53 mark, and that helped AU to a 2-1 victory. Findlay led in shots 23-12 and in corner kicks 8-3. But AU had the last laugh, ha ha ha, as they earned the W.
The men would continue their hot play as they beat Saginaw Valley 3-1 at the AU Soccer Complex on October 14th. As you mentioned before, and again, Albert Smith, he scored twice in the first 12 minutes of the game, with Dean Williams adding another goal and 2 assists in the win. Smith's goals gave him 8 on the season, leading the Eagles. Trav, would the men find a trick or a treat in their game against Mercyhurst?
Well, last Friday it wasn't so much of a treat, as AU had to take on a good Mercyhurst team at the AU Soccer Complex. The Lakers controlled play throughout much of the game, but AU kept sticking around. Get someone to that candy, that gets messy and sticky. Yeah. However, in the end, the Lakers won the game 2-1. Mercyhurst gained a 2-0 lead, but Dean Williams booted in a penalty kick at the 77-58 mark, his 6th of the season, and we're just inches away from a header to go in the net with seconds to go to tie it. The Lakers led in shots 17-7 as the Eagles fell to 4-9-1 and 4-5 in the GLIAC. The Eagles will travel to Findlay on Saturday. Now, with just one game left, one game in this 2006 season, this fall season has flown by.
Yes.
The last 4 years of the men's soccer program has shown solid play, in large part due to senior midfielder Dean Williams, who scored that goal there versus Mercyhurst. He has been through a lot with practices and games, but his toughest challenge might come up now as he goes under the Game Time spotlight with
the CW. Well, I guess he's not new anymore. He's just the CW.
The CW.
Chip Whipple.
Chip Whipple. Take it away, Chip.
Thanks, guys. I'm Chip Whipple, and I'm here with senior soccer player Dean Williams. Thanks for being here, Dean.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
First off, Dean, can you just talk about the overall performance of the soccer team that's so far? You guys are 4-9-1.
Yeah, like last year we lost a lot of seniors, so we knew we were going to rely heavily on the freshmen coming in. And we had a bit of a setbacks because there was meant to be 3 other English guys which come, and that didn't work out. So at the beginning of the season we had a small squad, so I didn't know how that was going to figure out, and it's basically a learning period this season. Like, we only lose 2 seniors this year, myself and Brendan. So hopefully, that sets a good foundation for next season.
Record-wise, you guys have obviously had a little bit of struggles, but you yourself, you scored 6 goals this year, 7 assists. How have you come to have so much success this year?
I think as a senior member, and I played a major role in the last few seasons, but this season I had take on a lot more responsibility being a senior, and therefore I think I've scored some more goals. I've tried to play as hard as I could and stuff, and try and bring the freshmen on as much as I could. And I don't know, I guess I just scored some penalties and some assists, and it's just gone like that basically.
some people may not know, but Coach he's been hurt with a back injury the past couple of weeks, hasn't been able to be at the games, be on the sidelines, be at practices. How has that put a strain on the team, or how has that been for the team to not have your coach there?
Well, Coach Freeman's a big part of our management anyway, so it's give us a little bit of a setback because we don't know what's going on and we're always having updates and stuff like that. But for the majority, I think everyone's just focused on the games anyway, and we just want to finish off the season as well as we can. And I don't know, it's basically just been like that. We've been all over the place because he's there at practice, he's not, and I don't know. It's been all right though in the majority.
In your last game versus Mercyhurst, you kicked a penalty kick for a goal. Since it's not like a lot of other things in sports, what goes through the mind of a soccer player right before he's about to kick that penalty kick?
Well, basically, try not to think about it too much, because if you think about it too much, it's going to go straight down the middle and the keeper's going to save it. So I always look at the goalie's eyes, try and put my eyes one way and go the other way, and just basically hit it as hard as I can in the corner. And I've took 3 penalties this season, been successful 3 times, so that's worked out so far.
Okay. Obviously, some of our viewers may have noticed you have a different accent than the people from the Midwest or Ohio, because you're from Wales. How different has it been in 4 years to be over here playing in America than it is back home?
Well, first of all, it was a good experience for me to come over and play internationally. The mentality is a bit different from back home, because obviously over here the major sports are football, basketball, and baseball. So soccer's not the big sport as it is back home. But the players over here, they're all physically fit, maybe not as technically gifted as, say, more people back home who obviously play that as their only sport. But the game, it's very similar. It's maybe not as fast, but for the most part, you just get used to playing with different players from different countries, and it all worked out.
And then finally, you're a senior this year. What are your expectations or your goals after you graduate?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm not sure if I want to stay in the United States or go home. I obviously still want to continue playing, so there will be more opportunity for me back home. Therefore, I'm up in the air. But like I said, this is a great opportunity for me to be over here. So I want to stay as long as I can. So we're going to see what happens. I really don't know.
Okay. Thanks, Dean. You're now officially off the Game Time Spotlight.
Thank you.
We'll be back with more Game Time Situation right after this.
Does peace really have a chance within our lifetime? At Rotary, we believe it does. We've created programs at universities around the world, dedicated solely to teaching peace to a new generation. There's a new symbol for peace. Rotary.
E-File. Get receipt confirmation and a quicker refund. Log on or tell your tax preparer to e-file for you and join the 53 million e-filers who consider it done.
All over America, people are taking the National Radon Test. Have you? Answer true or false. Radon is a radioactive gas.
False.
True.
It's true?
It's a natural gas?
The Office of the Surgeon General recommends all homes be tested for radon.
False.
False.
True. Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer.
False.
It's true.
Oh.
Yeah, totally surprised. I never would have thought that.
I don't even know where to go to have it checked.
1-800-SOS Radon.
If I don't take care of it, nobody else will.
Welcome back. That was the last time out of this trick or treat special Game Time situation. Now, after picking up a home win against Mercyhurst, the Eagles football team headed to Northern Michigan on October 14th. The Superior Dome was the site of the game, which saw AU jump out to a 24-3 lead in the fourth quarter.
So it was pretty superior then.
I suppose the Eagles were superior through 3 quarters, yes. After Northern hit a field goal to take a 3-0 lead in the first quarter, AU drove right back down the field and hit a 25-yard field goal as true freshman Ryan Young hit the field goal to tie the game at 3. Redshirt freshman Blaine Magg scored from 18 yards out late in the second quarter, giving the Eagles a 10-3 lead at the half. And then in the third quarter, a Jeremy Crabtree interception, his second of the season, led to a Blaine Mag touchdown again, putting AU up by 14. Quarterback John Ferguson hit Brandon Gilmore, not to be confused with John Gilmore or Lorelei Gilmore or Richard Gilmore.
Watch a real show.
John Gilmore is the tight end for the Chicago Bears.
That's a girl show.
Interesting.
Watch a real show.
Brandon Gilmore caught the 31-yard touchdown pass later in the third quarter, putting the Eagles up 24-3. Wildcats weren't done yet, however, as Buddy Rivera led Northern to 2 quick touchdowns, cutting the lead to 7 in the final period. Northern Michigan was driving again with under 6 minutes to play, but linebacker Alan Lattimore sacked Rivera for the Eagles' 7th sack of the day, a season high.
Rivera's taking some hits back there.
He was. Mag rushed 29 times for 145 yards and 2 touchdowns, season highs in carries and yards, his second consecutive game with over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ferguson hit 10 of 15 passes for 107 yards and a score. AU's defense, along with the 7 sacks, held the Wildcats to 79 yards rushing on the day, as Lattimore had 3 sacks to lead the effort. Now, Trav, for Halloween, a lot of people like to carve up pumpkins, the jack-o'-lanterns, and all that stuff. Could the Eagle D carve up Ferris State at home last weekend?
Well, first of all, Mr. Vale here did not do what I told him to do. I had the correct design for you to cut out a little pumpkin with a little defense right in there, Eagles D. Cut it out because you like to carve it.
I could have the D and then the fence, like the gate.
Well, you could have done 2 pumpkins then, but anyway, he didn't do it. But anyway, I'm glad you asked if they carved up Ferris State defense, because guess what? TV2 was there to get highlights from the game, so we're going to roll them right now. Now the AU band, they're getting ready. Look how cute that looks. AU! Football team is getting ready.
Not so cute.
Their team was hoping to get a big win on Family Weekend. Cheerleaders, that was very nice there. Anyways, back to the game. Ferris State started earlier as Ryan Call had a lot of time. He found Nate Fricky on a post pattern for 60 yards and a touchdown that gave the Warriors a 7-0 lead. Now the AU offense trying to get something started as quarterback John Ferguson rolls here to the left, but he's picked off by Jim Skodak, and he's returned at 33 yards. He's rumbling and stumbling. He gets all the way down to the 16-yard line. Well, after the quarter break here, Call up the middle on a quarterback sneak from 1 yard out. That made it 14-0. Ferris State, here we go again. Call this time finds Robert Miller on a post pattern. Here's another touchdown for Ferris State as they're up 21-0. That's not all. The Warriors looking to score again here. Call back in the end zone, however, picked off. The pole got in our way, but Kelly Ajala picked that pass off.
He got in the way,
and we went into halftime 21-0. However, the Warriors looked to come right out in the gate in the second half. But this time is picked off by safety Tom Brenner. Tom Brenner rumbles and stumbles his way up to inside the 40-yard line there. However, AU still couldn't quite move the ball. This time, once he had a lot of time. And Fricky, once again, another 60-yard pass and another touchdown there for Nate Fricky. That made it 28-0. Then here, Ferris looking to score again. However, the option was fumbled. Alan Lattimore picks it up for the AU defense, and that gave the Eagles ball. Still nothing happened here. John Vanderberg from a short yardage in. Touchdown again for Ferris State. And then this Josh Eichler field goal put the Warriors up 38-0 on Family Weekend. Finally, Ashland was able to get on the board here as Bill Cundiff finds Dennis Bash from 4 yards out. That made it 38-7. But Ferris State came in, got the business done, and basically they carved their way through the Ashland defense.
The Bulldogs did just that, and yeah, you're going to have some more numbers on that right now.
Yes, Ferris outgained AU 386 to 136 yards as Call was 10 of 14 passing for 230 yards with 3 touchdowns.
Nice day.
Blaine Mag finished with 47 yards on 15 carries for AU. Ferguson was 9 of 17 for 59 yards, and Cundiff was 3 of 5 for 30 yards. So, unfortunately, like I said, the Eagles weren't able to carve up the Ferris State defense.
They weren't carving much up last weekend.
No, they weren't. With the loss, the Eagles fall to 3-4 overall and 3-4 in the GLIAC. They will next host Findlay this weekend for the big in-state rival matchup.
The men's swimming team kicked off their season last week at the Sports Sciences Center, their first meet at the new rec center here at AU. The men won 158 to 136 as senior Omar Fatala won the 50-meter freestyle, the 100-meter freestyle, and the 100 butterfly.
He must be in good shape.
He was.
He's
also
actually on the spotlight last year.
A member of the first place 200 free relay team. It's all because of the training that he went through under the Gametime Spotlight.
You actually put him under the spotlight.
I did that. Freshman Chris Fett won the 100 backstroke in his first race as an Eagle, and then he won the 200 backstroke as well. A backstroke specialist, you could say. That's not me, though.
I'd drown.
Jesper Madsen won the 200 IM and the 200 breaststroke for AU. And Todd Polak, he's the more long-distance guy. He won the 500 and 1,000 freestyle events. And then the men hosted the AU relay meet October 14th, and the Eagles won the 200-yard free relay, the 400-yard free relay, and that was it. As guess what? Grand Valley once again doing their thing, winning that event.
The swimming team off to a good start.
Yes, doing well.
So now, Brian, on Halloween night, and I know you get scared.
I get
you
scared.
started running. Would you jump into a pool if it was near?
It's pretty cold out, so yeah, no, I wouldn't. Personally, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't? Well, I don't know if the women's swimming team got scared or not. But they jumped in the pool. Granted, it was indoors.
Right.
So, and they actually swam pretty well and probably got away from those scary creatures. Wow. In the opener for Grand Valley State, Jenny Johnson got a pair of gold medals as she won the 200 individual medal and 1,000 freestyle. Megan Dorrit won the 100 breaststroke and second in the 200 breaststroke. Lizzie Wormer led the field in the 200 freestyle and was the runner-up in the 500 freestyle. Ashley Shoup got her season off to a good start by leading the field in the 100 freestyle and contributing to the first place 200 free relay. However, the Lakers downed the women 158 to 136.
Moving on to kicking the ball once again, this women's soccer team had a tough week as their 3-game losing streak would continue against Saginaw Valley as the Cardinals arrived at AU with a 9-6 record. The Eagles would be the victim of Saginaw's 10th win of the season as Ashland was beaten 3-0 at home. Saginaw Valley scored twice on breakaways. Breakaway. Kelly Clarkson, come on. I know you want to sing.
Not a very
I'll
good singer
spread
over
my
here.
wings and I'll... No? Got nothing?
You'll learn how to fly?
Yeah, you could.
All
Well,
right,
the Cardinals know how to fly.
Wow.
They scored on 2 breakaways in the first 12
Sorry,
minutes.
guys. Next time I'll sing.
Then added another goal late in the second half to give them the 3-0 margin. AU managed just 5 shots on the day as they dropped their 4th straight game for just the 2nd time in school history. Would Mercyhurst be the cure for the ladies' ailments, Trav?
Well, Brian, not exactly. It appeared the Lakers went pumpkin smashing, and all the pieces got in the way of our kicks towards their goal. The Lakers limited AU to just 4 shots and handed them their 5th straight loss 2-1. Freshman Kelly Usher booted a goal in at the 60-15 mark, her 10th of the season. The assist went to Lisa Berg. The Lakers had a 16-4 edge in shots and led in corner kicks 9-4. Becky Casper had 4 saves for AU, and Marie Sapanich played the second half and had 1 save. AU women are now 7-8-1 and 2-5 in the GLIAC. They will next travel to Findlay on Saturday for their final regular season game. Well, going back to the question I asked you before, Brian, about running into the pool.
Oh, okay.
You know, if there was no pool, obviously you would keep running away from those scary dark creatures on Halloween. Where would you run to?
Actually, Trav, I think I would probably run as far as necessary, which might be cross country.
Well, I don't know if you'd quite make it that far.
Well, right, I'd try. But I could try.
Yeah, the attempts is what matters.
Right.
But I do know several athletes that run cross country, and they were just recently in the GLIAC Cross Country Championships at Findlay in Ohio. The men's team came in 5th place with 119 points. AU's best finish was by Evan Thomas, who was 14th, and Jason Oswalt finished in 20th. How did the women do, Vale?
Well, Trav, the women equaled the men, taking 5th at the GLIAC Championships as Becky Yoder, a sophomore, placed 13th, with Kristen Ricketts finishing 28th for the Eagles. Ashland put up 158 points, good for 5th in the 13-team field. Grand Valley State, surprise, surprise, won the event. The ladies returned to action November 4th at the Great Lakes Regional Championships held at Wisconsin Parkside.
Well, the last sport we were talking about probably has the best device and method to keep away those creepy things, and that is the women's tennis team.
Overhead
you
smash.
trying to get hit in the head with a racket. That might hurt. You're not going to steal any big bags of candy from anybody then if you have rackets.
No, you're not. I'm dressing up as a tennis player.
Anyway, the women's tennis team hosted the AU Invitational on Saturday, October 14th, one day after that dreadful October 13th. They played against Oberlin and Ohio Westland. Ashland garnered 6 wins in the event. The single winners were freshman Kate Goody, Megan Stoll, and juniors Chelsea Gurin and Morgan Sanders. In doubles play, the team of Gurin and Sanders won both of its matches. The Invitation was Ashland's last outing of the fall season as they finished 1-8 in the GLIAC and 5-8 overall. They will resume play in the spring. Great season, ladies.
Well, we better pack it in before it gets too dark on this spooky night, Trav.
Ooh. Are you seriously breaking the bad news to us again? It's time to end already?
Well, Trav, it is a full moon outside. I don't want the wolves to eat me or attack me or whatever it is that wolves do when they're like feed.
Ooh!
There you go.
That's something like that,
I
maybe?
guess.
Well, you know, you don't want them to steal your candy
I
either.
want my candy.
Because you like that.
Right.
They're definitely known to do that, those pesky wolves.
Anyways, once again, it's time to go. But we're glad that we could bring all of our fans. I can talk. The wolves are scaring me. It's freaking me out. We were glad to bring all of our fans up to date on the latest in Ashland University athletics.
Well, Val, we have a special treat for our fans before we leave. Actually, maybe 2 treats if they're good. The first one, make sure you tune in to TV2 on Monday, October 30th, to check out the full broadcast of the Ashland University football team against the Findlay Oilers. Brian, will you please unveil the second treat?
That's pretty clever, Trav. Well, fans, you will be able to see myself, Brian Vale, and Travis Caramel Apple?
Sure.
In the spirit of the season.
That's fine.
Back on the same set at the same time in just 2 weeks on November 8th.
On that special day, we will bring you the latest and ends of fall sports and the beginning of the winter sports. Plus,
once again, it'll be the new CW Chip Whipple, bringing you back again to bringing another athlete back to the game time spotlight. It's scary, it's dark, it's craziness. So be ready for that on November 8th here on TV2, 7 o'clock. That's all the time we have for you tonight. Thanks for watching, and thanks to the whole crew that helped out tonight. See you guys, and have a good night.